That's our correspondent in Seoul, Lucy Williamson. But let's go to Ohio because Dr. Robert Kelly is there. He's a professor at South Korea's Pusan National University. He's normally based in the southeast of the country. Dr. Kelly, can you shed some light for us on the decision-making processes in the north that would lead to such a big decision like this, and the role of the leader specifically in a decision like this?
Sure. The Kim family, which means not only Kim Jong-un, the leader himself, but the larger clutch of aunts and uncles, relatives, friends, brothers, sisters, etc. The Kim family, the extended family, really sits on top of the entire regime as a sort of kleptocratic, cronyistic elite, and they rest primarily on the army and the party, the Korean Workers' Party and the Korean People's Army. Those are the two primary institutional structures that bolster the Kim family dynasty that runs the entire country. And so the replacement of a very high-level figure in the army is pretty big news, because the army is now pretty much the central institution enforcing compliance from regular North Koreans.
Can Kim Jong-un be sure of the military's loyalty to him rather than to the former general now?
No. Kim Jong-un did not serve in either of those two central institutions, the party or the army. And those have been the traditional proving grounds and grooming grounds, if you will, for the leadership in the system. And so, for example, Kim Jong-un's grandfather, Kim Il-sung, built the system with resistance fighters from those who fought the Japanese during World War II, and his friends who fought the Americans in the Korean War, 1950 to 1953. And then the son, Kim Jong-il, continued with the sons and the daughters and the relatives from those earlier elites. But this Kim III, did not go through either one of the institutions and make the kinds of connections, build the sort of old guard network, old boys network that actually has run the state for these many years. So his position is vulnerable. At least this is what most of us on the outside, most experts on the outside think, that his position is very vulnerable because it doesn't know the generals and the colonels who prop up the state throughout the country.
Just briefly, finally, I just want to get in there quickly because we haven't got much time, but if the general is the victim of a purge, what does that suggest to you about the future direction of North Korea? I
think that it will be stable. I think that the government is going to replace those who it worries pose a possible threat, maybe a coup or pushing the government in new directions, possibly over the military program. But this is probably an effort to get out in front of discontent in the military and remove people who might otherwise push back for some kind of change in policy towards South Korea, perhaps, or on the nuclear question.
Dr. Robert Kelly, we really appreciate your time. Thank you very much indeed. Video footage has emerged which appears to show heavy fighting taking place on the southern edges of the Syrian capital.